Hello everybody, Nathan here, and today I'm bringing you my first impressions of a new game just about to come out on Steam called The Eyes of Ara. Or, you know, if you wanted to say it less dramatically than that, that'd be fine too, but that is still the name of the game. And as you can see, I've played about an hour and 10 minutes of this, so you're not getting a guy who's played the entire game, but nor are you getting a guy who's played 10 minutes and thought he knows everything about it. So, let's start a new game anyway, because I'll tell you why I don't want to use a save data. It's because this is a puzzle game, and I really don't want to make you watch me try and solve new puzzles. It wouldn't be very fun for you, and I can tell you for a fact that it would not be fun for me. And I know that because I've done all the puzzles up to that point, and it wasn't that fun. A little spoiler here, I personally do not enjoy this game. But we're going to have a look at some of the positives before we get onto my grievances. So what's this game about? Well, it was kickstarted by a company called 100 Stones Interactive, and as you can tell, looks quite nice. I have to say I was very impressed and slightly surprised by the overall quality of the visuals in this game. When I heard that it was kickstarted, I expected less, and that might well just be a comment on other Kickstarter projects that are out there, and maybe I shouldn't have presumed that this would be as bad as some of them, but in my head, I thought, Kickstarter, this is not going to look great. And then this came on, and I was genuinely surprised, and pleasantly so. So, story-wise, you're going to this ancient, abandoned castle. I say ancient, it doesn't look that old, in order to shut down a signal that is causing interference with mobiles and Wi-Fi and that sort of stuff outside. You are an engineer sent to fix this, get rid of the interference. Now, this place was thought long abandoned, so there's a little bit of a horror element in there. It's not really horror as such. It's just sort of atmosphere. There's certainly nothing scary in this game in the hour or so that I've played. Other than some of the technical issues, which are just scary to me. For instance, the fact that in order to move the camera, you have to click the mouse and move. Why is there no edge scrolling in this? Why can I not push the mouse to the edge of the screen and have the camera move? That would be lovely. But no, instead I have this, which makes me feel pretty sick, actually. It's very odd not to be able to move the view of the camera with the mouse in a normal way. This is very jarring, and I really don't like it. I'll show you the options menu just to show that there is no way to turn that on as far as I can tell. If you can find one, great. That would make this game 10 times better. You'll notice I'm also using Vsync. That's only to stop my graphics card from outputting 300 frames and frying itself. Or, more specifically, turning up the fans so the audio for this video would be terrible. But anyway, I can't see a way to turn on edge scrolling, is the point. So let's have a look inside this case and see what we get. We get a key, which we're going to need to get into the castle. And we're going to get a little bit of background story, which you can zoom in on, and I'll leave it on the screen for a second in case you want to read it. Pause now if you do. I'm not going to read it, so there we go. And we'll move away and move on to the start of the game. Now, as I said, this game superficially is very strong. Look at that. The castle looks lovely. Some of those lighting effects are great. The water, if I can figure out how to get the camera to point down. Actually, you can't see the water in this zone. They're lovely, and the atmosphere it creates, the look of the game, the music, all very cohesive, all very strong. When it gets to gameplay, though, is where I start to have a bit of an issue. As you've just seen there, it is a point-and-click game. That's what it is. And you'll have to click on areas to zoom in, find the specific bits that you might need, like more story here, click on them and see if they're necessary or useful, and in general, I wouldn't have a massive problem with that, because it is a puzzle game, and puzzles take place in certain areas, like here, which is where the puzzle will be done to open this door. If the puzzle made sense, and to me they really don't. Now, for a great first example of this, in order to get through this door, right, this door is locked. Now, you'd have thought, well, we had a key for this gate. Do we have a key for this door? No. So how did the company who sent us here expect us to get in? How did they have a key for this gate, but not for this door? That doesn't make a great deal of sense to me. And worse than that, the actual answer of how to get past this door makes even less sense. We're going to go to here, and we're going to reveal part of a cog. Why? Why is that there? I don't know. There's another part under here. And then you've got to put them together to make the full cog. And, well, actually I need to zoom in on this area first and place the cog in there. And so unlocks the door. Why is it like that? I don't know. Now, these are very, very subjective things. I really don't like a game where there are puzzles that make absolutely no sense. And some of the puzzles are a little bit better than that. I mean, in this room, there's these switch puzzles, which work a hell of a lot better, in my opinion. They are much more logical. They have a reason as to why certain things would need to be on and off, and there is a clear sort of demonstration of how you would solve it. Here, this little diagram shows you what you need to do with those switches in order to get the generator to work. Great, I'm fine with that. That sort of puzzle makes sense. A lot of other puzzles in the game do not make sense, to the extent that I have had this game for about a week now trying to make this video, and I physically could not get past a certain puzzle. The only reason I've been able to is because they gave someone else the review code for this as well, and they got past the puzzle and put the video up. Now, is that a problem with me? Well, it could very well be. I'm not very good at these type of games, and as I've almost said about this video, I don't enjoy these type of games. I've had to force myself to come back to this. Does that mean it's a bad game? Well, no. No, it doesn't. If this is your type of thing, great. If you like point-and-click games, if you like the idea of trying to get past really, really difficult puzzles, then this could definitely be a good game for you. Like I say, visually very competent. The puzzles are too hard for me and too silly for me. If they're not for you, this could be great. There are other issues, though. Technical issues. I think we've pretty much discussed the full extent of the gameplay, because from here on in, it's just more puzzles of a similar nature. I will continue to try and do these puzzles while I try and commentate as well. See if I can remember the little pattern here. So it's down, down, up, up, down, up. Okay. And there are 3 of these little panels, I believe. There's one in here. Technical issues, though. Down, down, up, up, down, up. Yes. I will forget that at some stage, I can guarantee it. Well, let's try again with technical issues. I keep on starting that sentence and never finishing it. Well, for a kickoff, if you have dual monitors, you're going to have some interesting little issues, because I cannot get this to stay on my main monitor. I'm currently doing this on a 60Hz TV monitor, because I have a computer setup where I have a proper gaming monitor and a TV monitor as like an aside thing for my notes, for anything extra I need to do while editing or something like that. And it automatically defaults to the TV monitor. The gaming monitor has 144Hz G-Sync, and I would love to play it on there. But the only way I can do that is if I turn off the dual monitors. And for this video I need my notes up, because otherwise you just hear me blathering on even more so. So I physically cannot get this to stay on the proper monitor. On the other hand, frame rates are absolutely superb. There are no problem there whatsoever. I'm running this on a GTX 970 with an i7 4790, just for full disclosure on this. 16 gigs of RAM, whatever. You'll probably be able to find all that information in the channel's about page, but if you can't, those are the basic setup. And absolutely no problem running this at 200 plus frames a second. You don't need to do that, obviously. This game would work absolutely fine at 60, which is why I've got Vsync on in this situation. Should we just pull this? Oh, no, camera's bugging me out again. Can we just... Yeah, there we go. But overall, performance is something that should be expected. It almost shouldn't be something that you compliment a game on. You shouldn't be going in and saying, this game runs well, because all games should run well. A 970 is not the top end card, but it should be able to run something like this no problem at all, and it can. So you can't really have too much of a go. I should be able to put that in there. Oh no, I need to rearrange it first. And this type of puzzle again, fine. This room is far better for puzzles than most of them, because you can see that the top line needs to go to the bottom, the second line needs to go to the top, and then the third line needs to go to the middle. So if we rearrange, top line is currently going to the top. Let's spin that. So the top line goes nowhere. Nowhere. Come on. Top line goes to the bottom, middle line. That needs to go to the top. Oh my god, why can't I did this easily last time. I think that's right. I'm going to hope that's right. It's not right. Okay, well I look like an idiot now. But while I try and figure this out, let's try and get some kind of conclusion going on this. Well, do I think you should buy this game? If you're like me, no. No, I don't. It's not a bad game. Let's hope that's right. It just certainly doesn't fit my own subjective hang-ups on what I like in a game. That looks good. I'm really getting annoyed that I can't figure this puzzle out. That's it. Come on. Oh my god, I'm going to look like such an idiot on YouTube, even more so than usual. I don't like this game because it doesn't fit what I like a game to be. I'm really getting annoyed. I'm going to stop trying. I'm going to stop trying. All that happens from there is that gate opens and you go into another room with more puzzles. So, there you go. If you want to know more about the story, that's what happens. If, on the other hand, moving on from my own incompetence, if, on the other hand, you like point-and-click games, if you like the idea of doing crazy puzzles, then you could well enjoy this. Now, personally, this game actually makes me ill, and that's why I've only been able to play this in short stints. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but if I did it much longer, my head would start hurting again. Now, is that because of the camera issues with having to drag to move? Or is it an FOV thing? Or is it merely that the puzzles are taking too much out of me? If that is the case, then I really worry for my own mental capacity, because they're not that difficult, although I've made them look very difficult. But if the puzzles are beating me, then that isn't really the game's fault, that's my fault. If that's what's making me feel ill anyway. But if you are like me, I would say no, do not buy this game. If you like this kind of thing, if you like the look of what you see, then I would say this is very competent. The graphics are nice, the soundtrack is nice, and the story has some gravitas to it. It has a hook. It gives you something to carry on for. The puzzles may get a bit repetitive, but if you like the core gameplay loop of that, the story adds something more to it. Now, I can't find the pricing for this game. Usually, because I got sent this game for free, this is, full disclosure, free pre-release version of the game. But usually, if you go in the press kit for these type of things, you'll find pricing for the US, UK, and Europe. That's how people say it these days. On this game, no pricing whatsoever, so I couldn't tell you what it's going to come out at. I will put an annotation on the screen now, Bing, magic, after the game has come out when I know the price, so you can see what it is, and judge for yourself whether or not you think it stands up to that valuation. For me, unless it's £3 or £4, no it doesn't, but that's because I don't enjoy this type of gameplay. If you do enjoy this type of gameplay, then this is a solid title. So if you do fancy picking it up, the link is in the description, and it will be available on the 19th of July on Steam. It is by a company called 100 Stones Interactive, and it could be for you. It's not for me, but it could be for you. Anyway, I've been Nathan. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd be very appreciative of a like down below. Let me know what you think if you've played it down in the comments, if it's post-launch or whatever. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you can find edge scrolling, because that might actually make me play this game again. Maybe I'm just missing something really obvious. It's happened in the past, so I wouldn't put it past me. But anyway, I've been Nathan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.